Hello and welcome to the briefing brought to you by Cyber Team 1. Today is Wednesday the 15th of July 2026. In the next 10 minutes, we'll cut through the noise and bring you the cybersecurity intelligence that matters most to business leaders and defenders. A quick note on how this works. This briefing covers the past 7 days. We publish regularly, though not always daily, so each edition rolls up the full week and will tell you what's new and what's simply moved on from last time. And if you're not a technical person, you're exactly who this is for. Everything we cover here comes back to one question. What does this mean for your organization and what should you do about it? Let's get into it. There's one story this week that touches almost every organization on the planet, so we'll start there. First, Microsoft has just released the largest security update in its history. Overnight into Wednesday, Australian time, Microsoft published fixes for 569 separate vulnerabilities. To put that in perspective, a typical month used to bring 100 or 200. This is nearly triple the previous record, set only last month. 2 of those flaws deserve your immediate attention because attackers were already using them before the fixes existed. That's what security people call a 0 day. A flaw that's being exploited while the vendor still has 0 days of warning to fix it. The first sits in something called Active Directory Federation Services. In plain terms, a system many companies use to let staff sign in once and access everything. A flaw there is like a master key problem. Attackers who get a foothold can quietly promote themselves to administrator. Notably, Microsoft's own incident response team discovered this one, which means they found it while investigating a real victim. The second is in SharePoint, the document platform where organizations keep contracts, board papers, and project files. Attackers can use it to gain elevated access over the network. And here's the catch for your IT team. On paper, this flaw scores as only moderate severity. In reality, it's being actively exploited. If your team prioritizes purely by severity score, this one slips through. The right question isn't, how bad is the score? It's, is anyone using it? And here, the answer is yes. There's a bigger story behind the numbers too. Microsoft says the record volume is partly because it's now using artificial intelligence to hunt for flaws in its own products. And it has told customers, plainly, to expect more of this every month. Think about what that means. If 500 fixed months become normal, the patching workload your IT budget was built for 2 years ago is now undersized. That's not a technical detail, that's a resourcing decision for leadership. So, 3 things to do. Ask your team when the 2 actively exploited flaws will be patched. Get a date, not a soon. Ask whether you still run those older, on-premises identity and SharePoint systems, and what the plan is to modernize them. And ask whether your patching capacity matches this new reality. Next, some genuinely good news. Last week we told you about ShareFile, the file-sharing platform whose maker, Progress Software, took the extraordinary step of telling every customer to switch their servers off over a credible threat, with no explanation and no fix. That mystery is now resolved. Progress has confirmed the cause was a previously unknown flaw that could let an attacker read and plant files on those servers, and on Tuesday they shipped the fix. But, and this matters, the risk now shifts from the outage to the restart. If your organization or any supplier handling your documents uses ShareFile, 2 things must happen in order. Install the update first and check the logs for signs of tampering before trusting the system again. 4 days is a long time for a server to sit under threat. Switching it back on without looking is how a near miss becomes a breach. In another development, and this one is close to home, Lifeline Australia has confirmed a data breach. A hacker who goes by the name 2019, someone who has been working through Australian organisations all year, posted around 10,000 records on an underground forum, claiming they came from Lifeline systems and gave them away free. Lifeline investigated quickly and confirmed that some staff and volunteer information was accessed. The most important fact, no help seeker data was touched. The people who call Lifeline in crisis were not exposed, and no financial details were taken. 2 lessons here for every leader. First, volunteer records. Most organizations protect their employee HR systems carefully, but volunteer, contractor, and alumni databases often live in softer systems with weaker controls. If you hold data on people who aren't employees, ask whether it gets the same protection. Second, and this is a new tactic worth knowing, Lifeline found that some of the leaked data had been doctored. Falsified records were mixed in with real ones, presumably to make the breach look bigger. So if your organization is ever named in a leak, don't take the criminal's word for what was stolen. Verify against your own records before you make decisions or public statements. Staying in Australia, a ransomware group called Dragon Force has listed Access Group International, an equipment hire and industrial services company headquartered in Perth, on its leak site, claiming 42 gigabytes of data. The screenshots posted show credit applications, tax invoices, and customer contract details. The company hasn't commented yet, so some caution is warranted. But notice whose data is in those screenshots: the customers. Mining and construction firms that simply hired equipment now have their financial paperwork in criminal hands, which is exactly what fraudsters need to send convincing fake invoices. If your business is in that supply chain, warn your finance team this week and double-check any request to change payment details by phoning a known contact. That's the 3rd Australian relevant ransomware listing in 3 weeks. And on that note, a brief update on last week's story. Royal Foods, the Queensland food supplier, passed its publication deadline, and as of this morning, no data has actually appeared. Sometimes that means negotiation, sometimes payment, sometimes the criminals are just slow. We're watching it. One more story from the global picture. A newer extortion group calling itself D1R has claimed attacks on 3 big names in one day: Arm and Synopsys, 2 companies whose designs and tools sit inside almost every computer chip made, and the German manufacturer Bosch. Now, an important caveat: none of the 3 companies has confirmed anything, and criminals do sometimes name famous victims for publicity, so treat this as unverified. But the pattern is the signal. This group isn't chasing customer databases, it's hunting intellectual property, the design files and trade secrets that are a company's crown jewels. If your organization lives on its IP, this is your prompt to ask: do we actually know where our most valuable designs are stored, and are they watched more closely than everything else? To wrap up, let's pull the threads together. The theme of this week is scale. Machine scale flaw discovery driving the biggest patch release ever. Industrial scale exploitation of small business websites. The Australian Cybersecurity Centre's critical alert on content management systems is still current, and the list of actively exploited website plugins keeps growing. Even the old is new again. A Cisco networking flaw from 2008, 18 years old, was just confirmed as actively exploited. If you have equipment old enough to vote, it's time to retire it. 3 takeaways. 1. Get dates from your team for patching the 2 Microsoft flaws that are already being exploited. And if you use ShareFile, patch before you switch back on. 2. Extend your data protection thinking beyond employees and beyond your own walls. Volunteers, suppliers, credit applications, contracts. The week's Australian breaches were all about data held at the edges. 3. Treat rising patch volumes as a budget conversation, not just an IT chore. The workload is going up structurally, and pretending otherwise just means quietly accepting more risk. That's it for this edition of The Briefing. Stay alert, verify the facts, ask the hard questions, and we'll see you in the next one.